A recent photograph uploaded to Facebook has reignited the age-old debate surrounding the existence of Bigfoot. This time, however, the evidence is garnering more attention than usual, partly because of the quality of the image and partly due to the technology used to capture it. Taken with a night vision camera deep in the wilderness of the Pacific Northwest, the photo appears to show a large, bipedal creature walking silently through tall grass under the cover of darkness. Within hours of being posted, the image had spread like wildfire, shared thousands of times across social media platforms, and especially among groups dedicated to the investigation of mysterious creatures. For many within the Bigfoot research community, this could be one of the most compelling pieces of visual evidence captured to date. The Pacific Northwest has long been considered a prime habitat for Sasquatch, the legendary creature said to roam the dense forests and remote wilderness areas of the region. Sightings and encounters have been reported for decades, passed down from generation to generation, and often rooted in indigenous traditions that speak of a forest-dwelling giant. What makes this particular image remarkable is not just its setting, but the clarity and composition of the figure. The night vision camera has provided a high-contrast image that allows viewers to clearly distinguish the outline and movement of the creature, giving an eerie green hue to the towering shape. In the photograph, the creature is mid-stride, its posture upright, with massive arms swinging forward in motion. Researchers and enthusiasts have pointed out that one of the key giveaways in debunking Bigfoot hoaxes is the proportion of the limbs, particularly the arms. A human in a costume, no matter how elaborate, typically cannot replicate the long arm-to-leg ratio that has become a hallmark of consistent Bigfoot descriptions. In this case, the figure's arms extend well below the hip, and the bulk of the body suggests immense muscle mass. The stride itself also appears too wide and natural for someone in a suit to mimic, without mechanical assistance or serious discomfort. These anatomical features support the theory that the figure in the image is not a costumed hoax, but a real, living creature. Some in the Bigfoot research community have gone so far as to suggest that the creature in the photograph may be a juvenile. Its slightly less robust frame, combined with more narrow shoulders, has led to comparisons with reported sightings of smaller Sasquatch-like beings, sometimes referred to as juvenile Bigfoot or even juvenile skunk apes in the southeastern United States. These younger creatures are rarely documented, and if this is one, it adds another layer of significance to the photograph. Not only would this mean that Bigfoot exists, but that they reproduce, form familial units, and perhaps even travel in groups that include young. Another striking aspect of this sighting is the time of day. The image was captured at night, suggesting that these creatures may be primarily nocturnal. This would help explain why most credible sightings occur at dusk or dawn, and why daytime encounters remain rare despite decades of searching. The cover of darkness not only offers safety from human interference, but also allows these creatures to move freely in a world increasingly dominated by people. The night vision image strips away the camouflage of shadows and forest depth, offering a glimpse into a world that typically evades human detection. This sighting has also sparked discussions about the future of Bigfoot research. For years, investigators have used trail cams, plaster casts, and anecdotal evidence, but this image is a compelling argument for investing in more advanced technology. Night vision and thermal imaging could revolutionize how researchers explore vast wilderness areas. Traditional trail cameras often fail to capture clear images due to poor lighting, movement blur, or being triggered by small animals. In contrast, night vision and infrared cameras can bypass these limitations, focusing solely on movement and heat signatures that stand out against the colder environment. Some experts are calling for the use of drones equipped with thermal imaging to cover wider swathes of terrain. Drones offer a unique advantage by allowing researchers to reach remote or dangerous areas without disturbing the environment. They can fly above the canopy, capture footage from angles previously unattainable, and sweep across miles of terrain in minutes. Used in tandem with ground-based night vision cameras, drones could help establish patterns, track movements, and potentially lead to the first undisputed proof of Bigfoot's existence. Critics will, of course, continue to raise questions. Skeptics often point to hoaxes, misidentifications, or wishful thinking as explanations for such photos, but what makes this particular sighting difficult to dismiss is the sheer consistency of the anatomical details with what is already known from decades of sightings. The long arms, the height, the stride, and the context all align with what seasoned researchers have documented. Furthermore, the lack of clear incentive, no financial gain, no media appearances, just a post to a Facebook group, adds a layer of authenticity to the situation. The individual who uploaded the photo has remained anonymous, perhaps to avoid the scrutiny or ridicule that often accompanies such claims. However, their willingness to share the image freely with the Bigfoot research community has allowed for broader analysis and discussion. Multiple photo experts and analysts are already reviewing the image for signs of manipulation, but so far, no conclusive evidence of tampering has been presented. It appears that what was captured that night was not staged, but a fleeting moment of something genuinely unexplained. In the end, whether or not the figure in the image is ever conclusively identified as Bigfoot, the photograph has had a significant impact. It has reignited a passionate discussion within the community, inspired new methods of investigation, and reminded many of the allure and mystery that still clings to the forests of North America. The image serves as a modern-day artifact of a legend that refuses to fade, continuing to blur the line between myth and reality. It has reminded us that even in an age dominated by technology and information, the world still holds secrets, some of which might be walking quietly through the tall grass in the dead of night, just out of reach. Until now. As more people begin to use accessible technologies like night vision equipment and thermal drones, it's likely that more compelling evidence will surface. Whether this will finally lead to a full understanding of Bigfoot remains to be seen, but what is certain is that the conversation is far from over. Newly released photograph of Bigfoot hiding behind a tree. A recent photograph shared by a respected Bigfoot expert has stirred renewed excitement and debate within the Bigfoot community. The image, taken in a densely wooded area somewhere in the United States, appears to show a massive, upright creature hiding behind a tree. According to the expert who released the image, the figure stands at an estimated height of over 8 feet tall and possesses features consistent with decades of eyewitness accounts describing Bigfoot: broad shoulders, dark hair, and elongated limbs. The clarity of the photograph and its natural setting have led many to call it one of the best and most convincing pieces of photographic evidence in recent years. The expert, who has spent decades researching alleged Bigfoot sightings and collecting evidence, emphasized that the photograph has not been digitally altered in any way. Anticipating skepticism, he acknowledged that some viewers might initially dismiss the figure as a tree stump or a patch of moss. However, he encouraged closer inspection, noting the humanoid shape, the defined structure of the head and shoulders, and the posture of something clearly attempting to remain concealed. Bigfoot experts have said that you can see the outline, and it's far too tall and symmetrical to be anything but a living creature. The photograph quickly made the rounds online, being shared across social media, discussion forums, and within Bigfoot research groups. Many praised the image for its quality and composition. Unlike the often blurry and distant photos that usually accompany Bigfoot reports, this image is remarkably crisp and well-framed. It captures a moment where the creature appears to be partially exposed, yet still trying to hide, a rare and compelling instance that seems to validate stories that have persisted for generations. Viewers have commented that this is the type of image the Bigfoot field desperately needs. With so many alleged photos and videos previously dismissed due to poor resolution or suspicious editing, this unaltered image stands out as a potentially groundbreaking piece of evidence. It suggests that the advancement of photographic technology, particularly high-resolution trail cams and mobile devices with advanced zoom capabilities, may finally be bridging the gap between folklore and proof. The expert who released the photograph believes that as technology continues to improve, more clear images will follow. With better cameras, drones, night vision equipment, and motion detection cameras, researchers are now able to monitor remote locations more effectively than ever before. This could mark the beginning of a new era in Bigfoot research, one that moves from anecdotal evidence and ambiguous footprints to tangible visual documentation. For believers, this image reaffirms their conviction that something unexplained still roams the forests of North America. The Rocky Mountains Bigfoot photo. The Rocky Mountains Bigfoot Group, a well-known organization dedicated to the study and investigation of Sasquatch sightings in North America, has long held a reputation for sharing intriguing pieces of evidence. One of their most compelling contributions to the field remains a photograph they posted over a decade ago. Despite its age, the image continues to spark discussion and debate among Bigfoot researchers and enthusiasts. The photograph, taken deep in a dense forest within the Rocky Mountain range, appears to show a Bigfoot crouching low to the ground, partially hidden by foliage. What makes the image especially fascinating is the posture and apparent behavior of the creature, which many suggest is attempting to remain concealed from the person who captured the moment. Unlike many blurry or ambiguous Bigfoot photos, this one provides enough detail to make out the general shape and proportions of the creature. The figure's arms are notably long, longer than would be anatomically possible for an average human. This detail alone has been cited repeatedly by the group and other experts as a key factor, suggesting the figure is not a person in a costume. According to the Rocky Mountains Bigfoot group, the unusual limb proportions, combined with the natural and relaxed crouching pose, point to a biological entity rather than a fabricated hoax. There has also been considerable speculation about the creature's age. The group proposed that the Bigfoot in the photo could be a juvenile. This theory is supported by the creature's somewhat smaller frame in comparison to the typical descriptions of massive, towering adult Bigfoot sightings. If true, the photograph would be even more significant, as images of juvenile Bigfoot are extremely rare. The potential presence of younger individuals in the wild would also imply the existence of a breeding population, further evidence that Bigfoot may be more than just legend. The behavior shown in the image also adds to its authenticity. Rather than being caught in a dramatic pose or moving aggressively, the figure is still, low to the ground, and seemingly alert. This subtlety adds a level of realism that is often missing in staged photos or hoaxes. The creature appears aware of the photographer's presence, but remains motionless, perhaps instinctively hiding to avoid detection. This behavior aligns with many eyewitness accounts that describe Bigfoot as elusive and extremely cautious around humans. Though the photograph is now over 10 years old, it remains one of the most compelling and frequently referenced images in the Bigfoot community. It is regularly shared during conferences, online discussions, and documentaries as a strong example of photographic evidence. Bigfoot researchers continue to stand by the photo, citing it as one of the best representations of the creature captured in the wild. Mysterious creature photographed in the 1970s. One of the most intriguing and enduring pieces of alleged Bigfoot evidence emerged from the remote wilderness of Mogollon Rim in central British Columbia, Canada, during the mid-1970s. The photograph, reportedly taken by a pair of fishermen, appears to show a large, dark, bipedal figure emerging from the lake's still waters. To this day, the image remains a focal point of fascination for researchers and Bigfoot enthusiasts alike, often cited as one of the most compelling visual records of the elusive creature. Set against the dense, forested backdrop of British Columbia's vast wilderness, the photograph has sparked debates, theories, and renewed interest in the possibility that something unknown continues to roam the region. During the 1970s, British Columbia experienced a wave of Bigfoot sightings. Eyewitnesses from various areas of the province reported encounters with large, hairy humanoid beings in the forests, valleys, and mountainous regions. Many of these reports described creatures standing well over 6 feet tall, with long arms, massive footprints, and an uncanny ability to vanish into the dense brush without a trace. Mogollon Lake, known for its natural beauty and remote location, was and still is a place frequented by outdoorsmen, making it a prime setting for unexplained events. The photo in question shows a tall, shadowy figure mid-step as it exits the lake, with ripples of water surrounding it. The size and posture of the figure immediately suggests something far larger than a human, and its proportions do not align with someone in a suit. While some have argued the image could be a hoax, perhaps involving a costumed individual, many who have studied the photo closely argue that it would have been extremely difficult to stage such an image convincingly, especially with 1970s camera equipment and in a remote wilderness setting without attracting attention. Bigfoot researchers have long noted the creature's supposed connection to bodies of water. It's been suggested that these animals, if they exist, may rely on rivers and lakes for drinking water, bathing, or even food sources like fish and aquatic plants. The Mogollon Lake photograph supports this theory, and its setting has prompted some investigators to advocate for the strategic placement of trail cameras near similar bodies of water. According to this line of thought, water's necessity for life and the natural isolation of many lakes and streams could make them ideal locations for future sightings or encounters. Whether the Boron Lake photo is definitive proof of Bigfoot's existence remains unknown, but its legacy endures. For believers, it is a tantalizing glimpse into a mystery that refuses to be solved. The dense and untamed wilderness of Florida has long been home to myths and legends, none more persistent than that of the skunk ape. For decades, reports of this elusive creature have emerged from the Everglades and other remote areas, describing a large ape-like being with a foul stench and an uncanny ability to avoid capture. Interestingly, a newly surfaced trail camera photograph is reigniting the debate. This image, hailed as one of the clearest ever taken, has spread across social media, capturing the imaginations of believers and researchers alike. It appears to show a large, upright figure, its muscular arms and torso coated in mud, partially obscured by shadows. Many are calling it the most compelling evidence of the skunk ape's existence to date. The trail camera, positioned deep in Florida's swamps, was set up by a local wildlife enthusiast hoping to capture images of native animals. Instead of a deer or a wild boar, the camera snapped a haunting image of an unknown figure that has left researchers scrambling for answers. The creature's upper body is visible, covered in mud, with powerful arms hanging at its sides. The head and lower body are not clearly captured, either due to the angle of the camera or the dense vegetation surrounding it. Despite the obscured details, the image has sparked waves of excitement, as its proportions do not match those of any commonly known animal in the region. The legend of the skunk ape dates back generations, with sightings recorded as far back as the early 20th century. The creature is often compared to Bigfoot, though it has several distinguishing features, including its smaller stature, an overwhelming odor, and a preference for Florida's marshy terrain. Reports describe it as standing between 6 and 8 feet tall, covered in shaggy dark fur, and moving with surprising agility through the dense undergrowth. While some argue that these sightings are merely cases of mistaken identity, the persistence of these reports, combined with local indigenous legends of mysterious wild men in the swamps, keeps the possibility alive. The newly surfaced trail camera image adds an intriguing layer to the ongoing mystery. The fact that the creature appears covered in mud has led some researchers to speculate that this could be an intentional behavior. Some primates and even elephants have been observed covering themselves in mud to ward off insects, regulate body temperature, and provide camouflage. If the skunk ape is indeed a real, undiscovered species, it may have adopted similar survival tactics to navigate its environment undetected. The use of mud as a protective coating would also explain why eyewitnesses frequently describe the creature as appearing dirty or matted. Supporters of the skunk ape theory point out that the figure in the image does not resemble a bear, one of the most common explanations for alleged sightings. A bear standing on its hind legs would have a very different posture, with its shoulders and arms positioned in a way that does not match the figure in the photograph. Additionally, bears in Florida are not typically seen covered in mud in such a thorough and uniform manner. The creature in the image has long, thick arms and a torso with human-like musculature, which further fuels speculation that it is something entirely different. Some, however, are quick to offer alternative explanations. Some argue that the image could simply be a hoax, an instance of pareidolia where the human brain interprets vague shapes as recognizable figures. Others suggest that the muddy appearance of the figure could distort its true identity, making it appear more mysterious than it really is. They also point to the history of hoaxes in Bigfoot research, where blurry photos and ambiguous videos have been passed off as evidence of unknown creatures. Without more context or additional photographic evidence, skeptics remain unconvinced. Beyond scientific scrutiny, the photograph has captured the imagination of the public, reigniting interest in Florida's most famous mysterious creature. Social media platforms have been flooded with discussions about the image, with some users analyzing the details in an effort to determine its authenticity. Many who have previously dismissed the skunk ape as mere folklore are reconsidering their stance, while longtime believers see the image as long-awaited validation of their claims. This trail camera capture is not the first time a photograph has sparked widespread interest in Bigfoot sightings, but it stands out due to the clarity and detail it provides. Many previous images of the skunk ape have been blurry, taken from a distance, or easily dismissed as misidentifications. This new image, however, offers a level of detail that has left even some skeptics intrigued. The distinct shape of the arms, the clear presence of mud covering the body, and the positioning of the figure all make it a compelling addition to the Skunk Ape legend. The debate surrounding this photograph highlights a broader human fascination with the unknown. For centuries, people have been captivated by the possibility that undiscovered creatures walk among us, hidden in the depths of forests and swamps. Whether it be Bigfoot, the Loch Ness Monster, or the Skunk Ape, these legends persist because they challenge our understanding of the natural world. The Florida swamps are vast, largely unexplored, and teeming with life. Could they also be home to an elusive, intelligent primate? Regardless of the final verdict on this trail camera image, one thing is certain: the Skunk Ape remains an enduring mystery. The mysterious Navajo Dine Nation Bigfoot photograph. In recent years, the Mogollon Rim region of Arizona, within the Navajo Dine Nation, has become known not only for its stunning desert landscape, but also for a series of mysterious sightings of a creature that has captured the imaginations of locals and enthusiasts worldwide. Recently, a photograph emerged that seems to provide compelling evidence of the presence of Bigfoot in this rugged region. The photo, allegedly taken by a local, depicts a large humanoid figure holding what appears to be a deer it has hunted. The release of this image has reignited long-standing legends and sparked debates among Bigfoot researchers, cryptozoologists, and skeptics alike. It has since made its way to several Bigfoot Facebook groups, where it has gained widespread attention, with many enthusiasts pointing to it as some of the most convincing evidence of Bigfoot's existence. The Mogollon Rim is a massive escarpment that cuts across Arizona, forming a dramatic transition between the high desert of the Colorado Plateau and the lower desert regions of the state. Known for its rugged, forested terrain, deep canyons, and secluded valleys, the area is a prime setting for Bigfoot lore, with reports of sightings dating back generations among the Navajo Dine people. According to local accounts, the creature in the photograph may not be alone. Many in the area believe that a family of these elusive creatures inhabits the more remote parts of the Mogollon Rim, thriving in its rugged environment where few humans venture. The photograph has been the subject of intense analysis among Bigfoot enthusiasts, with some claiming it is one of the clearest captures of the creature to date. Unlike many Bigfoot images, which are often blurry or indistinct, this photo appears to show remarkable detail. The figure is large and upright, with broad shoulders and a muscular frame, distinguishable features often associated with Bigfoot. Its hair is dark and appears dense, covering its entire body. In its arms, the creature seems to hold a deer, a detail that has fascinated many. If the photograph is genuine, it would indicate not only the presence of Bigfoot, but also suggest that these creatures are active hunters, capable of capturing and killing prey, a behavior that aligns with some local accounts but has been rare in visual documentation. The Navajo Dine people have long held beliefs about mysterious creatures inhabiting the wilderness, and stories of Bigfoot or similar beings are well known within the community. Known as skinwalkers, or yeitso, these beings are said to be powerful entities with abilities beyond human understanding. The Navajo maintain that these creatures are deeply connected to the land and exist in a realm that humans are not meant to fully understand. For many in the community, Bigfoot is seen not merely as a creature, but as a symbol of nature's power and mystery, a living testament to forces and life forms that exist beyond the reach of human influence. As the photograph circulated through Bigfoot research circles and online communities, it quickly became a topic of heated discussion and speculation. The image was shared across numerous Bigfoot Facebook groups, where users debated its authenticity, speculated on the creature's behavior, and shared similar stories of encounters. For believers, the photograph was a landmark moment, offering what they consider concrete evidence that Bigfoot is not only real, but is capable of complex behaviors like hunting. Many pointed out that this behavior supports the theory that Bigfoot is an intelligent, adaptable creature with an omnivorous diet, capable of surviving in the wild by hunting animals, a behavior that would place it closer to humans and other large primates than previously thought. Skeptics, however, have raised questions about the photographer's authenticity. arguing that it could be the result of digital manipulation or a hoax involving a person in a costume. Others argue that the clarity of the photograph itself is suspect, as Bigfoot sightings typically come in the form of blurry, indistinct images due to the creature's elusive nature. Adding to the lore surrounding this particular sighting are local accounts from residents and Navajo Dine Nation members who have reported similar sightings over the years. Many claim to have heard strange howls echoing through the forest at night, or have spotted large, human-like footprints in the mud near remote trails. Some say they have glimpsed tall, shadowy figures moving through the trees, always disappearing before they could be clearly seen. These accounts have been passed down through generations, intertwining with Navajo folklore and giving rise to a unique regional mythology surrounding Bigfoot. In recent years, researchers and enthusiasts have increasingly turned their attention to the Mogollon Rim area, seeing it as one of the last great wildernesses in the continental United States where a large, unidentified creature might evade detection. The dense forest, intersected by steep ravines and remote plateaus, provides an ideal habitat for an elusive creature. Bigfoot hunters argue that, given the lack of human presence in many parts of the Mogollon Rim, it is entirely plausible that a family of Bigfoot could exist undetected, thriving in a habitat that provides ample food and cover. As the photograph continues to circulate and spark debate, it has helped to draw new attention to Bigfoot research and the enduring mystery of the creature. For those who believe, the image is more than just a photograph. It's a validation of years of sightings, stories, and unproven claims. For others, it's another tantalizing piece of folklore, a modern myth brought to life in a single snapshot that fuels the imagination and keeps the mystery alive. Whether this photograph is ultimately proven to be real or debunked as a hoax, it serves as a reminder of humanity's fascination with the unknown and our enduring hope that there are still undiscovered mysteries hiding in the world's wild places. The Washington Bigfoot. In the dense, mist-covered forests of Washington state, known for their towering pines and vast expanses of untouched wilderness, an unexpected sighting has once again captured the attention of Bigfoot enthusiasts and skeptics alike. Recently, a photograph emerged that appears to show a figure resembling Bigfoot standing near a small stream, as if engaged in a search for food. The individual who captured the image, a hiker enjoying the tranquility of Washington's remote woodlands, reported that they had only noticed the creature after examining their photos later. The mysterious figure, massive and distinctly humanoid, stands near the edge of a clear stream with a posture that suggests it could be hunting or scavenging for food. Since its release, the photograph has reignited interest in the lore surrounding Bigfoot, drawing discussions across various platforms and adding yet another chapter to the ever-growing body of Bigfoot sightings in the Pacific Northwest. Washington state has long been a hotbed of Bigfoot activity, with countless sightings and tales of this elusive creature reported by locals, hunters, hikers, and campers. Known for its secluded forests, Washington offers vast regions of wilderness where few humans venture, making it a prime location for sightings of mysterious creatures. The sheer remoteness and density of these woodlands provide cover for a creature rumored to be exceptionally adept at evading human detection. Bigfoot, or Sasquatch, as it's often referred to by Native American tribes in the region, is seen as a creature intertwined with nature, possessing an intelligence and instinct that allow it to thrive in isolation. The photograph in question is distinct from many previous Bigfoot images due to its setting and the creature's apparent activity. In the photo, the figure, tall, covered in dark hair, and with a powerful build, stands by the water's edge, slightly bent forward, as though examining the stream's contents. The scene suggests an air of purpose. Many who have viewed the photograph believe the creature might be foraging or even attempting to catch fish, which would align with theories suggesting that Bigfoot is omnivorous. The eyewitness, a local hiker who prefers to remain anonymous, reported that they were following a trail near the stream when they heard faint rustling sounds nearby. Although they didn't see anything immediately, they felt watched, a sensation that compelled them to snap a few pictures in the general direction of the sound. Only later, upon reviewing the photos, did they realize they may have captured a rare glimpse of Bigfoot. As the photograph circulated online, it attracted a flurry of attention in Bigfoot research communities, social media, and even among amateur wildlife photographers. Unlike many Bigfoot images, which are often blurry or taken from afar, this photograph appears relatively clear, providing enough detail to observe the figure's shape, posture, and apparent size. Many viewers pointed out the creature's thick, muscular frame and lengthy limbs, characteristics often associated with reported Bigfoot sightings. The figure's posture, slightly hunched, with an arm extended toward the water, suggests purposeful movement, as if it were actively engaged in something, possibly hunting or gathering food. This specific activity aligns with theories that Bigfoot is both an intelligent and adaptable forager, capable of utilizing the resources in its environment to sustain itself. Bigfoot researchers and enthusiasts have long speculated about the creature's dietary habits, with many believing it to be an omnivore. Some argue that Bigfoot might eat a diet similar to that of bears, including berries, roots, nuts, and small animals, supplemented by fish or other protein sources available in streams and rivers. The Pacific Northwest, rich in salmon, trout, and other fish species, would offer a reliable food source for a creature capable of catching fish by hand. In fact, similar behavior has been documented in other primates, such as chimpanzees and orangutans, which occasionally hunt or fish in the wild. If the figure in the photograph is indeed Bigfoot, its stance by the stream could indicate that it was employing a similar survival strategy, suggesting a level of intelligence and adaptability often attributed to the elusive creature. The photograph also drew comparisons to other historical sightings, with some enthusiasts pointing out similarities to the famous 1967 Patterson-Gimlin film, which captured an alleged Bigfoot in Northern California. In both cases, the figure appears to be a large bipedal creature with distinct features, such as a broad chest, long limbs, and a somewhat upright posture. Supporters of the Bigfoot phenomenon argue that these similarities strengthen the case for Bigfoot's existence as a genuine undiscovered species, one capable of surviving in remote forests with minimal human interaction. Many have emphasized that the consistency of reported characteristics across sightings and media lends credibility to Bigfoot's potential as a real creature. Despite the intrigue surrounding the photo, skeptics have raised questions about its authenticity, as is often the case with Bigfoot sightings. The eyewitness's account, combined with the unusual circumstances of the encounter, lends credibility to the idea that the photograph could represent an unplanned glimpse into the daily life of Bigfoot. Many also argue that the creature's posture and behavior, which seem focused and deliberate, are difficult to fake convincingly, particularly without the awareness of the creature being photographed. Whether genuine or not, this photograph from Washington's wild forests has added to the enduring mystique of Bigfoot, drawing renewed attention to the possibility of undiscovered species dwelling in the planet's remaining wilderness. For believers, the photograph serves as another piece of evidence supporting the reality of Bigfoot, a symbol of untamed nature and a creature that continues to elude human understanding. Bigfoot photograph captured 5 miles away from Bluff Creek. In the world of Bigfoot sightings, few locations are as legendary as Bluff Creek, California. Known as the site where the famous Patterson-Gimlin film of Bigfoot was captured in 1967, this dense and secluded region has been at the center of Bigfoot lore for over half a century. Recently, another sighting has rekindled the fascination with Bluff Creek and its surrounding wilderness. Just 5 miles from this iconic site, a new photograph emerged showing what appears to be a remarkably clear image of a creature resembling Bigfoot. Unlike the usual blurry or distant images commonly associated with Bigfoot sightings, this photo has struck many as one of the clearest images of the elusive creature to date. Shared widely across various Bigfoot-focused Facebook groups, the photograph has sparked heated discussions and debate, with many enthusiasts hailing it as potentially the most compelling evidence of Bigfoot's existence in recent years. The photo itself, taken by a hiker exploring the area, shows a large, upright figure standing partially obscured by trees and foliage. The figure appears to have a muscular build, with broad shoulders, long limbs, and thick, dark hair covering its entire body. The clarity of the image allows viewers to discern details such as the creature's fur texture, the shape of its limbs, and even the contours of its face, which gives it a distinctly humanoid appearance. Unlike many previous Bigfoot photos, Where poor lighting or distant vantage points make the creature's features hard to make out, this image offers an up-close perspective that has intrigued both seasoned researchers and casual observers alike. The area where the photograph was taken, just miles from Bluff Creek, is known for its dense, mountainous forests and limited human activity. Bluff Creek and its surrounding wilderness areas have a reputation for being some of the least explored regions in Northern California, providing an ideal setting for a large, elusive creature to avoid detection.